Hello everyone, welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's Cryptid Corner mini-episode, today we're looking at, black holes. Black holes across the universe, folks. One black hole that's said to basically exist possibly close to us. It's the ninth planet Nibiru, folks. Apparently some people think it could be a black hole. Another article detailing, four mysterious objects that are found orbiting the Milky Way's black hole. We'll look in these articles today, folks. The center of the galaxy is where extreme astrophysics occurs, the sports of astrophysics. If that description of the black hole at the center of the Milky Way doesn't get more young students interested in astrophysics, nothing will. Andrea Chez, UCLA's Lauren B. Lutman, and Arthur E. Levine, professor of astrophysics and director of the UCLA Galactic Center Group, used those words in a press release to describe a new discovery concerning Sagittarius A, the supermassive black hole that the rest of the Milky Way revolves around and tries to avoid being sucked into. Unfortunately, while not for the black hole, Chez and her team have discovered four mysterious objects that may belong to a new class that will soon, in space terms, be a lost class. One of the things that has gotten everyone excited about the G objects is that the stuff that gets pulled off of them by tidal forces as they sweep by the central black hole must inevitably fall into the black hole. When that happens, it might be able to produce an impressive fireworks show, since the material eaten by the black hole will heat up and emit copious radiation before it disappears across the event horizon. Mark Morris, UCLA professor of physics and astronomy and co-author with Chez of the new study published in the journal Nature, sounds equally excited as he describes the discovery of G3, G4, G5, and G6, strange objects during G1 and G2 in orbit around Sagittarius A. Chez also discovered G1, and both were puzzling because they look like gas and behave like stars. The new four also appear to be the same, but have very different orbits. Chez now believes that all of this strange behavior and appearance is due to these G objects once being binary stars that have been forcibly merged together as they approach the supermassive black hole. Mergers of stars may be happening in the universe more often than we thought, and likely are quite common. Black holes may be driving binary stars to merge. It's possible that many of the stars we've been watching and not understanding may be the end product of mergers that are calm now. Blame the black hole could become the new catch-all excuse for strange occurrences around the universe, but in this case, it sounds plausible. Of course, everything is ultimately about us, so Chez addresses the inevitable question of how this discovery will affect Earth, even though our sun isn't a binary. The Earth is in the suburbs compared to the center of the galaxy, which is some 26,000 light years away. That sounds somewhat comforting, except discoveries like these keep making the universe seem smaller, and supermassive black holes, wandering black holes, supernovas, and other destructive space objects and events seem so much closer. Perhaps it's inescapable, just like the gravity of Sagittarius A, that young astrophysicists will continue to make these kinds of discoveries and scare us with more stories of the extreme sports, sports going on, in the not-so-distant supermassive black holes at the center of the Milky Way. All of that is very interesting, folks, and I can believe that, indeed, these objects were binary stars or other high gravitational, objects and stuff like that. I mean, like basically maybe smaller black holes, maybe white dwarfs or other such objects, folks. If they get close to each other, most likely they'd merge. And even basically binary stars, red or white dwarfs would merge together because of their gravity and stuff like that. Not to mention black holes, smaller ones, would basically eat these objects before basically being eaten by said, supermassive black hole. So I can understand why these objects are giving astrophysicists such problems figuring them out, because, we can only observe them from such a vast distance. But maybe one day we will understand them. Either way, folks, let's move on to the next article now. Mysterious Planet 9 may actually be a miniature black hole, folks. Yeah, the long-rumored and basically subject of theories and maybe speculation, Planet, 9. And I don't mean basically Pluto, folks. The supposed planet that exists beyond Pluto that people think exists, that some people call Nibiru. Is it actually a black hole? Let's read on and, read this theory now. The mysterious and not yet discovered Planet 9 is certainly a hot topic, and a new theory may even be more than strange. The planet itself, the strange manner in which some distant space rocks are orbiting, indicates that there could possibly be a huge world called Planet 9 that scientists have not yet found. However, according to a new research paper written by a team of scientists, the mysterious Planet 9 may actually be one of the oldest black holes in the entire universe, called a primordial black hole. So, is it a black hole or an undetected planet? First, let's take a look at how the Planet 9 hypothesis began. In the past few years, astronomers have discovered around a dozen objects that are acting strangely without explanation. These icy objects are called trans-Neptunian objects, TNOs, because they are orbiting in the distant solar system past Neptune, but when they get to their closest approach to the Sun, they remain at approximately the same spot. Scientists say that it doesn't make sense, as they are far enough away from Neptune that the planet wouldn't have any effect on their orbits. This is where the theory of Planet 9 comes into play, as astronomers believe that there could be a gigantic planet between 5 and 15 times the mass of Earth that is hiding somewhere in our solar system past Pluto. This huge planet is what they believe is affecting the odd orbits of the TNOs. But on September 24th, a new research paper was posted on Arziv that explores a new theory that Planet 9 could instead be a primordial black hole. Scientists believe that primordial black holes were first created within the first second of the Big Bang, although their existence has never officially been confirmed or denied. If the black hole theory is correct, it would mean that it would only be around the size of a baseball. Researchers conducted an UGL optical gravitational lensing experiment project over the past 5 years in order to find gravitational, micro-lensing events, which are when objects like a black hole passes in front of an object in the background like a star. They noticed 6 odd micro-lensing events that happened when something around 0.5 to 20 times the mass of Earth was acting like gravitational lenses. Instead of being planets, these objects could instead be primordial black holes. According to the study, capture of a free-flowing planet is a leading explanation for the origin of Planet 9. It went on to read, and we show that the probability of capturing a primordial black hole instead is comparable. Konstantin Baidigan, who was involved with the Planet 9 hypothesis, but was not part of the new study, said that it's possible that it could instead be a black hole, although he's not convinced. He told Astronomy, "The important thing to understand here is that all that the calculations can tell is the mass of Planet 9, not its composition," adding, "So in principle, Planet 9 can be a planet, a potato, a black hole, a hamburger, etc., as long as its orbital parameters are right." He finished off by saying, "I always like to keep an open mind. Whether it's a planet or a black hole, the theories regarding Planet 9 are always interesting, and hopefully one day soon we'll have a definite answer as to what it actually is." Indeed, folks, maybe one day science will tell us what exactly this gravitational anomaly is out beyond Pluto. Is it Nibiru? The so-called legendary planet that will one day maybe bring destruction upon Earth? Or is it just, another planet? Yeah, not Nibiru, but definitely what is causing all these, bizarre gravitational distortions out beyond Pluto? Or is it possible that it's indeed a black hole, folks, and maybe one day this could definitely cause a disaster for us all here? Then again, it hasn't caused a disaster so far, but then again, if you look at the old legends about Nibiru, maybe it will. Either way, folks, we don't know. One day we probably will, and while scientists probably don't like the idea of me probably bringing up the Nibiru hypothesis, I'm just bringing it up because, indeed, there's something beyond Pluto that has a high gravity, and is it possible that it is indeed a planet? Is there life on this planet? Scientists would probably scoff at the idea, folks, but then again, if you look at, ancient astronaut theory and basically, the UFO, hypothesis, maybe it is filled with life. Or maybe it's just, a big rock for all we know, folks, we don't know. It's just fun to think about. Either way, folks, what do you think about these objects circling Sagittarius A, as well as this possible black hole out beyond Pluto? Do you feel safe that these black holes have such weird properties to them, and that maybe they're not as far away as we really like to think, and that one day, maybe one day we'll know more about them, and maybe how well, to defend ourselves and to truly understand them and use them. Either way, folks, we're at the end. So please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. You can use the YouTube link down below in the descriptions or the chat to go subscribe to me. Hit that like button for me. Make sure you're still subscribed. Leave some comments down below. Hit that bell for notifications. Hit the part of the bell that'll give you all future notifications. And please share this video out. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdogs Kennel. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another great video. So be sure to come back again then. Till next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon.